Hi everybody, hope you're having a good Monday so far. Now, I just wanted to come on and talk to you about a blog that I tried to publish that wasn't allowed. I was told that it wasn't, it was late, it was out of date, but actually I'd kind of submitted it in due time, but the response I got back was that it was too late. So I kind of assumed that maybe, I don't know, I wrote because it was International Day of Peace last week, and I wanted to write about peace, what it meant to me, and just kind of share my views. Now, I know that it probably isn't everybody's views, and I did kind of put that it was in my opinion, but I just kind of, and it was around what I felt that was required for world peace. But it wasn't allowed. But I still wanted to share this with you. I still wanted to share what I'd written because I think it's important to share with how we feel and etc. So anyway, so bear with me. I'm just gonna go through what I wrote, and it was basically saying, I remember wishing for, world peace as a child, and kind of like, when it was my birthday, I had the candles, make a wish. I wished for world peace. Probably maybe because I'd seen other people do it, I'm not sure, but that's the thing that I did, and I did it every year. And right now there feels like there's such conflict in the world going on, and not just in the kind of, I don't want to say just, because obviously it's not just. Hi, whoever's come on, I don't know who it is because it doesn't tell me, but hi, thanks for joining. So I didn't, it's not just sort of like conflict, and I don't want to, sort of like dull that down, but it seems like there's so much conflict in the world, not just in Afghanistan, in Syria, in Iraq, but we've had like UK being kind of divided over the Brexit vote. We've had sort of like some and the majority of the world being shocked by Donald Trump getting in as president. We've had sort of like the recently North Korea sort of like regularly testing the nuclear weapons. And also with terrorism, that seems to have gone to sort of like the next phase now, whereas the craze seems to be mowing people down in the streets, and that, it's just gone absolutely mad. And so I was thinking, what are my thoughts about this, about all of that? And I came up with fear. Fear, I believe, in my opinion, then in my sort of like, my humble little opinion, I believe that fear is at the heart of everything that is not peace, and in these cases that we're seeing, I believe that it's all around fear of, not being in control and wanting to take back that control. And when someone feels threatened, they either defend, they attack, or they withdraw. And like, I know people who voted to leave Europe, and, again, I was sort of speaking to them, and, they were very kind of concerned about how the UK would survive with more people entering the country, and that, UK as a nation were losing control. I kind of choose to see it like this, and I'm not really, I don't often say my political views because I think it's all very personal, and, it's all opinion based, and, people have the right to their opinion. But for me, I was born in the UK, and for that I feel very blessed. I consider myself very lucky to have been born in the UK, because I could have been born anywhere in this world. I've worked, I've paid my taxes, and I've contributed to society. But do I believe that makes me more important than anyone else trying to make a life for themselves? No, I don't. I don't at all. And I kind of think of it as like, for those of you that have watched the Titanic. And if you remember, there's a scene where Molly Brown is sat in the lifeboat and she's watching kind of like the Titanic sink, and she wants to go back to save more people, you know, and because there's plenty of space on that lifeboat. And, you know, the staff member shouts at her, you know, basically, if we go back, they'll swamp the boat. And, you know, are some people, you know, in fear that we'll be swamped and we'll get less as a result, you know? And I'm not saying that people should just come in willy-nilly and sort of, you know, not contribute or anything. I believe that they should contribute just as anybody else does. And I should believe that they should abide by, you know, British rules. You know, but if they do that, why should they not be denied, you know, a life that we take for granted, you know? And I know that there's concern about jobs and benefits, but I know that people from the UK that have come in and they work damn hard, you know, because they are grateful to have jobs in the first place, you know. And I also think that, you know, benefits are fantastic for people who need them. But I do think the whole system needs reworking, you know, for everybody. You know, and so I don't think it's about kind of like just cutting and saying, right, nobody comes in. I think everything needs to be whole reworked, everything, so that it's a fairer system for everybody. And what about Trump? I mean, how did he get in? You know, I think that's a lesson for us all. You know, but again, did people vote out of fear? Because, you know, the whole nicey approach that was, you know, happening didn't appear to be working, you know, and you know, people of US, they wanted somebody who they believed could take back control and change things within their country, and basically didn't seem to give any crap. North Korea, you know, and maybe, you know, North Korea, maybe it's a kind of a reaction to Donald Trump getting in, you know, and he's been elected, and maybe they're concerned about him, and, you know, sort of like, and they're just trying to get on a level playing field, you know, because they sort of see the US as a threat, and, you know, they want to kind of like up their power. So again, it's about fear, about, you know, being in control. You know, and terrorists. I mean, where do you start with that one? I have, you know, there are no words that I have, but I do believe that people are educated, and they're taught to believe that the Western world is a threat, you know, and they, you know, they again have to kind of, they are in charge of taking back control, because otherwise, you know, bad things are going to happen, and, you know, and so they are operating out of fear. And also, you know, I think, you know, sort of like the people in charge of these groups are very good at picking people who don't feel that they belong. You know, they you know, the vulnerable people who maybe don't have family, that kind of like are willing to join this group, you know, to sort of like to have some sort of connection with other people. I'm not saying it's right at all, definitely not, but there is always a reason why these people do what they do. And, you know, because, you know, why would you go to such lengths if you weren't, you know, to destroy, if it wasn't for fear or hatred that had been kind of like, you know, what's the word, sort of like, you know, educated to you, taught to you. And the only way that I envisage world peace is that if everyone lets go of their fear and tries to embrace love. You know, if they choose peace for themselves. You know, now I'm not saying that it's easy, it really isn't. You know, and there's always reasons why we hold on to fear. and we may blame others for their wrongdoings, and how have we been treated in the past, and for all the things that have gone wrong for us. We can choose to blame others, but it's going to be to our detriment. And when you're struggling with mental health, it can be difficult to feel in control of your life, to let go of the past and choose to forgive either other people or yourselves, but forgiveness is not saying that what happened was okay, but you're just saying that you don't want it to affect your life anymore, and this is really necessary in order to be at peace with yourself. And once your head is full of negative thoughts, it can be really hard to see any positives around you. But there really are, and you just need to look at your life from a different angle. And as you know, I've kind of rambled on about this so many times, but I found EFT, which really helped transform my life and end my battle with anorexia and bulimia. It helped change my mindset and my way of thinking. And now I feel happy and confident in myself. I feel in control of my life, and I don't live in fear anymore, which I very much did before. And I just want you to think about, what fears do you need to let go of to choose peace for yourself? What fears do you have, and what do you need to let go of in order to feel at peace with yourself? I know it's not easy, but having that awareness is the step, the step to move on with that. And if you don't know what you need to let go of, or if you find out and you're not sure where to go from there, then just get in touch and we can have a chat and we can talk about it. Because honestly, being at peace with yourself is just, I never thought that I'd get there. I really didn't. I couldn't envisage ever being at peace with myself. And it does take persistence. It does take work, but you can get there. And believe me, it's so worth it. So I just wanted to share that with you. And whether you believe in my political opinion or not, and like I said, I'm not one to share usually, but I don't know, it just felt relevant really this time. So and I'm certainly not willing to preach or wishing to preach, and I certainly respect anybody else's point of view, but yeah, there you go. So what are you needing to let go of? What fears, anxieties are you needing to let go of? Let me know. Give me a ring, give me an email. I'd love to talk to you. Okay, take care. Bye.